Help me reach 1,000 subscribers. Please, like the video and share your thoughts. In the comments, your feedback helps. Make the content better. I've always been the type of woman who loved making people laugh. At parties, I was the one telling jokes, teasing friends, keeping the mood light. My husband, Daniel, was the opposite. Quiet, calm, analytical, the kind of man who listened more than he spoke. Maybe that's why I thought it was funny to make him the punchline. I never realized how sharp those jokes could be until the night he finally fired one back. It happened during a dinner party at our house. 8 guests, my co-workers, a few close friends, and Daniel at the far end of the table, pouring wine like the perfect host. Candles flickered, jazz murmured in the background, and laughter floated through the room. Everything felt perfect, until I decided to be funny. I don't even know why I said it. Maybe it was the wine, maybe the attention. Someone asked how Daniel and I had managed 10 years of marriage. I smirked and said, "Oh, I keep him around until I find an upgrade." The table erupted in laughter. Everyone thought I was joking. Everyone except Daniel. He froze, wine bottle suspended midair, then set it down carefully. A tight, strange smile crossed his face, one that didn't reach his eyes. A flicker of guilt hit me, but I brushed it off. I'd said things like that before. He never reacted. I figured it was fine. But that night, something changed. As the laughter faded, Daniel looked at me and said, "That's fair, Emma, but I guess it's only right I start interviewing replacements, too." The room went silent. I tried to laugh it off, but his tone wasn't playful. His eyes were calm, cold, precise, not angry, just attached. The kind of calm that twists your stomach worse than rage ever could. Our friends exchanged awkward glances. Someone coughed nervously. "Relax, I was just kidding," I said, trying to defuse it. "So am I," he replied softly, taking a deliberate sip of wine. But I could see he wasn't kidding. The rest of the evening passed under a fog of unease. Daniel remained polite, even charming, yet something behind his eyes was gone. When the guests left, I found him in the kitchen, stacking plates mechanically. I approached, half laughing. "Come on, you know I was joking." He didn't look up. "You always are." The words hit harder than I expected. I wanted to defend myself, explain, justify, but he walked past me, muttering, "You should work on some new material, Emma. The old jokes are getting tired." That night, he slept in the guest room for the first time in 10 years. The days that followed felt off. He wasn't angry or cruel, just distant. He went to work, came home, barely spoke. No small talk, no warmth, only silence. I tried to ignore it, but the quiet was deafening. It made me realize how much I'd taken his gentleness for granted. A week later, I came home early, hoping to surprise him with dinner. His car wasn't there. I called, no answer. Texted, nothing. 2 hours later, he walked in, calm as ever. "Where were you?" I asked, trying to sound casual. He shrugged. "Out." "Out where?" "Just looking at upgrades." It took a moment for the words to sink in. He was repeating my joke, but this time it wasn't a joke. My throat went dry. I laughed weakly. "Funny, I managed." He smiled faintly. "Yeah, I thought you'd appreciate that one." That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept replaying every time I'd humiliated him in front of others, calling him boring, teasing him for being serious, implying he wasn't ambitious. I told myself it was harmless humor, but the truth was uglier. I had chipped away at his dignity, one punchline at a time. The next morning, I decided to apologize properly. I made breakfast, his favorite pancakes and black coffee, and sat across from him. "Daniel," I began, "I know I hurt you. I didn't mean to make you feel small." He didn't look up from his plate. "You didn't make me feel small, Emma. You made me feel invisible." That line shattered me. I tried to respond, but he stood, kissed my forehead gently, and said, "I'm heading out. Don't wait up." Then he was gone. I didn't hear from him all day. By evening, panic set in. I checked his office. Empty. His phone went straight to voicemail. I sat on the couch, rehearsing every apology I could think of. Around midnight, The front door opened. He walked in, calm, holding a folder, which he placed on the coffee table. "What's that?" I asked. He looked at me with quiet sadness. "Something you probably should have seen coming. A separation agreement." My chest went cold. "You're leaving?" He nodded slightly. "Emma, you were right. You deserve an upgrade. I deserve peace." Tears blurred my vision. I reached for his hand, but he stepped back. "Please, Daniel. I was stupid. I didn't mean it." He looked at me long and said, "Maybe not, but the problem is, I finally believe you." He walked upstairs, packed a small bag, and left before sunrise. It's been 6 months since that night. He never returned. I still check his social media sometimes. He looks happy, lighter, free. And me? I replay that dinner party over and over, hearing my own laughter echo like a haunting chorus. People always say jokes have truth hidden in them. I never thought mine would become prophecy. Sometimes silence speaks louder than any comeback, and Daniel's silence still echoes louder than laughter ever did.